This video is about the alpha loved her but his family banished him. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung low in the sky, a silver orb casting a gentle glow over the sprawling forest, its light weaving through the leaves like a whispered promise. In the heart of the woods, the air thrummed with the pulse of nature, alive and electric. It was here, beneath its watchful gaze, that Alaric, the proud alpha of the Crescent Moon Pack, stood upon a cliff, his heart racing like a wild stallion. His hazel eyes, sharp and fierce, scanned the horizon, searching for a glimpse of her. The wind carried her scent, sweet and intoxicating, swirling around him and pulling at his wolf-esque instincts. Lyra, the radiant Omega, loved, and his thoughts had been the light in his shattered world, a healer blessed by the moon itself. But now, her laughter echoed like a haunting memory, lost to the tides of fate. Why do you let her slip through your fingers? The voice interrupted, rough and gravelly, yet laced with loyalty. It was Lucian, Alaric's childhood friend, and his pack-ass beta. He stepped closer, his brows furrowed with concern. Your family. Enough, Alaric snapped, his voice low and simmering. You know what my family wants, they would never accept her. But she as your mate, Lucian pressed, his amber eyes wide with disbelief. The bond is sacred, Alaric. The moon chose her for you, how can you turn your back? Alaric clenched his jaw, memories of Lyra's bright smile flooding his mind. If I don't protect her from their wrath, she'll suffer. I want to let that happen. Lucian's frustration bubbled over. And what about your own happiness, your destiny? You meant to lead with her by your side? Leading without her is better than risking her life. Alaric countered fiercely. He turned away, his heart heavy with the weight of his decision. Love was a force, but duty was an anchor pulling him down into darkness. The words hung between them like a blade, sharp and unyielding. Lucian sighed, hands running through his tousled hair. You can deny the bond you share. You can deny that she loves you. Alaric's heart ached at the thought. Lyra loved him, even when the pack-ass hierarchy deemed their love forbidden. He could still envision her slender and ethereal, with hair that shimmered like moonlight, eyes deep as the ocean. How could he shatter her world? Let me speak to her, Lucian urged, desperation creeping into his tone. You need to tell her how you feel, Alaric. She deserves that much. Just then, a rustle in the bushes caught their attention, and Alaric's heart leaped. He turned, hoping to see Lyra emerge, her laughter ringing like music. But instead, it was the sharp silhouette of his mother, Lady Seraphine, the former alpha, stepping forth with a regal aura that silenced the forest. And what is this foolishness I overhear? She asked, her voice smooth yet edged with authority. You dare to cancel a future alpha against his family? Alaric's spine stiffened, the command in her tone sending a chill through him. Mother, this isn't to you, what do you think? Lyra, she interrupted, her eyes narrowing. And Omega, do you dream of marrying a healer? You were destined for greatness, Alaric, not for folly. Love is not folly, he shot back, frustration bubbling to the surface. I want to have you tearing her down just because she lacks your noble blood. Seraphine's expression darkened. You speak as if you've lost your senses. Our family must remain strong. Your father's legacy depends on a union that reinforces our power. Lyra is a distraction. She is more than that, he replied fiercely, his wolf stirring within him, longing to break free. She is my mate. At that, Seraphine's expression shifted, disbelief morphing into fury. Your mate? You think a mere bond can dictate your life? You will choose a suitable mate, or you will be banished. The threat hung heavily in the air, a dark cloud threatening to engulf everything Alaric held there. You can I can and I will, she interrupted, her voice cold as ice. You have until the next full moon to make your choice. Choose wisely, Alaric. With that, she turned on her heel, her presence like a spectre vanishing into the night. Alaric felt the grand shift beneath him, the weight of impending doom crashing down. He turned to Lucian, whose expression mirrored his own turmoil. Alaric, this isn't over. You can let them dictate your heart, Lucian insisted, voice desperate. I have no choice, Alaric murmured, feeling the world closing in around him. I must protect her. And just like that, a storm brewed within him, a tempest of love and anguish swelling together. He could sense the full moon drawing nearer, a powerful reminder of the impending deadline that threatened to rip his heart apart. This passed, and Alaric found himself wandering aimlessly through the forest. Each step weighed heavy with longing, the moonlight illuminating the path he desperately wished to walk alongside Lyra. Yet his heart shackled him, keeping him away from her. The earth felt cold beneath his feet as he moved toward the hidden glade where she often healed the wounded creatures of the woods. He remembered the first time he stumbled upon her there, her hands glowing with a golden light as she whispered to a wounded fawn. Lyra, he breathed, stepping into the glade, where the air shimmered with magic. She looked up, her blue eyes widening in surprise, then softening with warmth. Alaric, she whispered, her voice a melody that soothed him. I wasn't expecting you. He moved closer, and the world around him faded into nothingness. All that existed was the pull of their bond, electric and vital. But the words choked in his throat. How could he shatter her world with the truth? How could he tell her he might lose her forever? Something is troubling you, she said softly, concern painting her features. You seem distant. I am here, he finally managed, taking her hands in his. Every touch ignited a fire within him, a longing that felt insatiable. I am always here. Her gaze pierced through his defenses, unraveling the walls he rebuilt. What is it? You can tell me anything. Alaric gazed into her eyes, searching for the courage to speak the words that would change everything. You deserve more than what I can give, my family. What about your family? She urged, her voice steady yet laced with worry. Alaric, please, you are scaring me. I can't lose you, he confessed, his voice trembling. My mother, she demands that I choose another mate before the full moon, or I will be banished. Lyra's breath hitched, her gaze falling to the ground. You don't have to choose me, Alaric, if you're family. No, he interrupted, desperation spilling over. I want to let them take you from me. I'd rather face the darkness of the forest alone than lose you, Lyra. Her eyes glistened with tears, and he brushed a thumb across her cheek, feeling the warmth of her skin beneath his touch. You are everything to me, he whispered, and the words hung heavy in the night air. Then fight for me, she urged, her voice a soft plea. Don't let them dictate who you are an alpha, you can stand against them. I am afraid, he admitted, his voice breaking. Afraid of what will happen if I choose you, the pack will never accept it. Then it is time to change that. Love is worth fighting for, Alaric. You could create a new legacy, one built on love, not power. Her words spoke to the primal part of him, igniting a fire he thought had long burned out. But uncertainty still gnawed at him. What would it cost them? I'll fight for you, he vowed, his heart pounding with newfound determination. But we must be ready for whatever comes next. She smiled through her tears, a radiant light that pierced through his darkness. Together we can face anything. And in that moment, as the moonlight bathed them both in silver, Alaric knew regardless of the storms that lay ahead, his heart would always belong to her. He would fight, not just for their love, but for a destiny they would carve together in a world that sought to tear them apart. As dawn broke over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, Alaric stood at the edge of the forest, staring into the depths of the trees that held so many memories. He felt a pull deep within him, a need to return to Lyra, to feel her warmth and hear her voice. But the weight of his family's expectations loomed over him like a shadow. Alaric? Lucian's voice cut through the morning stillness, urgency threading through each syllable. We need to talk. Without turning, Alaric sensed his bait approaching, the air thick with tension. What is it, Lucian? He kept his gaze fixed on the treetops, the golden light filtering through the leaves. They're regathering the pack, Lucian replied, his tone grave. Your mother is furious about your choice. She is planning to announce your intended mate today. The words slammed into Alaric like a physical blow, his heart racing in response. No, she can't, not yet. I haven't made my decision. Your mother doesn't care, Lucian said, frustration boiling in his voice. She is determined to assert her power and will use you as a pawn in her game. You need to choose Lyra, Alaric, now. Alaric turned, blazing with a fury he struggled to contain. What if I don't? What if I refuse to follow her mandate? Then you will be banished, Lucian said bluntly, and the silence that followed was stifling. Alaric's stomach churned, the reality of his situation crashing down like a wave. What good is an alpha without a pack? What kind of leader banishes himself over love? Lucian stepped closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. You are a leader, Alaric, but you are also a wolf with instincts that demand you protect your mate. You cannot let fear dictate your destiny. You must fight. Fight, he echoed, a bitter laugh escaping his lips. What do you expect me to do? Just declare my love in front of the entire pack and risk Clara's life? Lucian's amber eyes blazed with conviction. Yes, if you don't stand for her, they will see your indecision as a weakness. They will see you as a sacrifice for their desires. The tension hung heavy, but a flicker of hope ignited within Alaric. Then I'll have to show them I am not afraid. I'll confront my mother. Good, Lucian nodded, a glimmer of approval in his eyes. But you must bring Lyra with you. They need to see your bond. His heart quickened at the thought, but uncertainty gnawed at him. What if they reject her? I can't put her in danger. Risking your heart is the first step toward freedom, Lucian urged. You have to believe in the strength of your love. You can change their minds together. As the sun rose higher in the sky, Alaric made his way through the forest, each step imbued with determination. He arrived at Lyra's glade, his pulse quickening at the sight of her, surrounded by nature's beauty. She was a vision, her hair glistening as the sun kissed it, and his chest tightened at the sight. Alaric, she greeted, her voice a soft melody that pulled him closer. You look troubled. He hesitated, feeling the weight of his decision crowding in around him. I am about to face my family's wrath. What do you mean? Lyra stepped closer, concern clouding her eyes. What are you planning? I am going to confront my mother and let her know I won't choose anyone but you, he declared, the words tumbling out before he could think. Her eyes widened, surprise battling with fear. Alaric, what if they reject you? I know. He took a deep breath, his resolve strengthening. I can't live in fear anymore. I want you beside me. I'll fight for our bond, no matter the cost. Lyra searched his eyes, uncertainty flickering across her features. But what if they banish you? I'd rather be banished than live without you, he said, desperation creeping into his voice. You are my mate, and I refuse to let them dictate our love. The air between them crackled with tension, and she stepped closer, her heartache palpable. Alaric, you don't understand what this means. You could lose everything, your title, your family, your home. Everything is already at stake. I'd rather fight for something real than maintain a position built on lies, he replied fiercely. We can create a new legacy, one that honors love over power. Tears welled in Lyra's eyes as she reached for him, her fingers trembling as they intertwined with his. I believe in you, she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. But I don't want you to suffer for me. I am willing to suffer for you, he insisted, his heart pounding in his chest. We can face this together. Their foreheads touched, and in that moment, the world faded away. The bond between them shimmered in the sunlight, a thread woven by fate that could not be broken. With newfound determination, Alaric pulled away, his decision solidified. We should go to the pack meeting. It is time they understood what it means to love. As they walked side by side, a soft breeze whispered through the trees, almost as if the forest itself was encouraging them. They reached the clearing where the pack had gathered beneath the ancient oak, its twisted branches a symbol of strength and resilience. Alaric's mother stood at the head of the gathering, her eyes cold as she surveyed the crowd. We are here to discuss the future of our pack, she began, her voice slicing through the air like a dagger. Alaric will soon be choosing his mate, and it must be someone befitting our lineage. The murmurs from the pack rippled through the crowd. Alaric's heart raced as he stepped forward, Lyra beside him. I have something to say, he declared, his voice steady despite the pounding in his chest. Seraphine's gaze snapped to him, her expression a mix of surprise and irritation. What is it, Alaric? I will not choose anyone but Lyra, he said, his voice rising above the whispers. She is my mate, chosen by the moon itself, and I refuse to deny our bond. Gasps echoed around the clearing, and a wave of disbelief washed over the pack. You dare defy your family? Seraphine challenged, a storm brewing in her eyes. You would risk everything for an Omega. Yes, Alaric shouted, his heart pounding with conviction. Love is worth fighting for. If we cannot honor the bonds of our own hearts, what kind of leaders are we? Lyra squeezed his hand, her support anchoring him as he faced the wrath of his family. The tension in the air was thick, the pack watching with bated breath. You will bring shame to our name, Seraphine hissed, her voice low and dangerous. If you choose her, you will be banished. Alaric held his ground, his heart racing. Then so be it. I will not live a life dictated by fear. I will choose love, even if it means standing alone. The silence stretched on, heavy like a shroud, and Alaric felt the weight of judgment bearing down on him. But in that stillness, he sensed something shifting, the air crackling with a power that was both terrifying and exhilarating. Lucian stepped forward, backing Alaric. If Alaric is banished for love, then I will follow him. We can create a new pack, one built on understanding, acceptance, and loyalty. A ripple of murmurs spread through the crowd, and Alaric felt a flicker of hope. Some of the pack members exchanged glances, their expressions torn. This is madness. Seraphine spat, her fury palpable. You cannot abandon your legacy for this folly. Is it folly to honor your heart? Alaric countered, meeting her gaze head-on. Love cannot be forced into a mold of power. It is wild, chaotic, and beautiful. Lyra stepped forward, her voice steady. I may be an Omega, but I carry within me the magic of the moon. I will not bow to fear, and neither should you. Love binds us all. A hush fell over the crowd, the weight of her words sinking in. One by one, pack members shifted from skepticism to acceptance, the tide turning in their support. Alaric and Lyra have shown us that true strength lies in love, Lucian proclaimed, his voice rising above the murmurs. We stand with them. The pack began to rally, voices rising in unity. Alaric's heart soared, the warmth of their acceptance washing over him like a tide. Seraphine's fury was palpable as she searched the faces of her pack, desperation pulling in her eyes. You would choose this betrayal? Yes, the pack affirmed, their voices a chorus of support. We choose love. In that moment, Alaric felt the bonds of destiny weaving. As the affirmation of the pack echoed around the clearing, Alaric felt a surge of hope and a flicker of fear. The support, while exhilarating, also ignited a fierce determination within him. Seraphine's eyes narrowed, betraying the whirlwind of emotions rolling beneath her composed exterior. You fools, she spat, her voice quivering with restrained rage. You would follow a pair of star-crossed lovers into the abyss. You have no idea what you are inviting upon yourselves. Lyra held Alaric's hand tightly, her warmth grounding him amidst the chaos. What we invite, she said boldly, her voice unwavering, is love and a new beginning. You may view us as weak, but we are stronger than you think. Love isn't a weapon, sweet Omega, Seraphine retorted, each word dripping with contempt. It is a distraction that can crumble a legacy. I will not stand idly by while you destroy everything your father built. Perhaps what you built was never meant to endure, Alaric countered, his voice steady despite the tempest brewing within. Perhaps it is time for a new legacy, one forged from unity rather than fear. The murmur of voices around them swelled, the pack members shifting, their loyalty teetering on a precipice. Alaric could sense their energy, the way it pulsed like a heartbeat, echoing the tumultuous emotions swirling in the air. What if you fail? Seraphine pressed, her eyes blazing. What if this love you cling to is nothing but a fleeting moment? You would leave us vulnerable. Vulnerable? Lucian stepped forward, his jaw clenched. What is more vulnerable than a pack that relies on fear? What is more dangerous than a leader who cannot follow his heart? What legacy would that leave? Alaric felt the tide shifting, the pack's resolve hardening as they rallied behind him and Lyra. But as Seraphine's gaze swept across the crowd, a dark realization began to settle in his chest. Those who follow him will be marked as traitors, she declared, her voice low and icy. I will not suffer betrayal lightly. At her words, he felt the air thicken, the tension palpable. If that is the cost of love, then so be it, Alaric said defiantly, squeezing Lyra's hand. I'd rather stand with those who believe in something greater than power. Seraphine's eyes hardened, and with a wave of her hand, she signaled to those loyal to her. You'll regret this, all of you, she warned. You are choosing a path to ruin. The tension reached a breaking point, and suddenly, Alaric felt the familiar stirring of his wolf within, a primal urge rising to the surface. The air crackled, the moonlight casting an ethereal glow that illuminated the clearing. Let them come, he growled, his voice a low rumble filled with the strength of his ancestors. Let them feel the weight of their choice. With that proclamation, the pack's loyalty surged, igniting a fire within their hearts. They stood together, a united front against Seraphine and her impending wrath. You think you can stand against me? She scoffed, but there was an edge of uncertainty in her voice. You will learn that love cannot shield you from the realities of our world. Then let us learn together, Alaric said, his voice rising above the din. We will forge a new path, one built on trust, love, and acceptance. As the murmurs of agreement rippled through the pack, Seraphine's face twisted in fury. You will regret this defiance, Alaric. You will pay dearly for your decisions. In that moment, Alaric felt a shiver of fear, a whisper of doubt that flickered like a candle flame in the wind. But as he looked at Lyra, her eyes filled with unwavering belief, the doubts began to dissipate. I will not let fear dictate my fate, he declared, or yours. Together, Lyra and I will lead this pack into a future forged from love. Foolish boy, Seraphine hissed. Love will not protect you when the time comes for the true strength of our kind to be tested. You are weak, and weakness will bring ruin. Strength comes from love, not fear, Alaric challenged, feeling the weight of his words resonate within him. Our hearts are stronger than your chains. We are not afraid of what is to come. With that, he turned to the pack, his heart pounding. Are we ready to embrace this new beginning? Around him, a chorus of voices erupted in affirmation, a powerful wave of support crashing over him. They were no longer just a pack of wolves, they were a family bound by a shared belief in love's power. Then let us show our strength, he shouted, the words resonating like thunder through the clearing. Let us stand together, united in our love and purpose. Let us honor the bonds that tie us as one. The pack roared in response, their voices echoing through the trees, the sound reverberating in Alaric's chest like a heartbeat. He turned back to Seraphine, her expression a mixture of disbelief and rage. I will not allow this pack to be tainted, she spat, her fury palpable. You will learn that family loyalty must come above all else. Then let it be known, Alaric said, his voice clear and defiant. I choose love above loyalty, and I will create a legacy built on that truth. This is our time. As the energy swelled in the clearing, Alaric felt a shift in the air, a tingling sensation that coursed through him. The moon hung overhead, casting its silvery glow, and he realized the forest itself bore witness to their declaration. Suddenly, Seraphine lunged forward, her features twisted in anger. You will regret this, my son, she called out, her voice echoing like a dark omen. But Alaric stood firm, the bond between him and Lyra shimmering with power. We will forge our destiny together, no matter the cost, he declared, gripping Lyra's hand tighter. The pack erupted in a chorus of support, their howls blending into one harmonious sound that filled the night air. Alaric felt the weight of their love and loyalty, a tide of strength that surged through him. Let us show them what love can do, Alaric said, his voice filled with a fierce determination. Let us honor the bond that connects us, and let our love be our strength. As the pack moved forward, the ancient oak bearing witness to their resolve, Alaric felt a sense of clarity wash over him. They would face the challenges ahead, side by side, and together they would carve out a new legacy, one that celebrated love over fear. In that moment, he knew they would triumph against the storm, whatever darkness awaited them. With Lyra at his side, he felt invincible. But as the howls of the pack echoed into the night, Alaric couldn't shake the feeling that Seraphine would not relent easily. The battle for their love had only just begun, and the shadows of betrayal loomed on the horizon. The first challenge would come swiftly, but together they would face it head-on, armed with their love and the unwavering bond they had forged. Alaric was ready to fight with every ounce of his being, fueled by the strength of their hearts. Together, he whispered to Lyra as they stood at the forefront of their new beginning. We will rewrite our story, together. Lyra nodded, her eyes shining with determination. Together, she echoed, her voice filled with hope. And with that, they stepped into the unknown, ready to embrace the trials ahead, fueled by love and destiny, a force strong enough to change their world, one heartbeat at a time. The air grew heavy as Alaric and Lyra stood before the pack, united in their defiance against Seraphine's wrath. The moon hung high, its silvery light casting an ethereal glow on the gathering, illuminating the fierce determination in Alaric's hazel eyes. As he faced the pack, he could feel the warmth of their support, and yet the threat of his mother loomed like a storm cloud, dark and foreboding. I will not allow fear to dictate our future, he declared, his voice steady, resonating with the power of his conviction. We deserve to live in love, not under the shadow of power. His heart raced as he glanced at Lyra, her blue eyes filled with unwavering faith. He wanted to shield her from the impending storm, but he knew that love was also a battle, a fight to be seen and respected. Are you ready? He whispered, fear and hope swirling within him. I've never been more ready, she replied, her voice steady despite the tumult around them. Together we can face whatever comes. Alaric nodded, and together they stepped further into the clearing, the members of the pack rising like an electric current. He could feel their eyes upon them, a mixture of intrigue and support. But in the back of his mind, he could also sense the shadow of Seraphine, her presence suffocating yet compelling. Alaric! Seraphine's voice cut through the air like a knife, sharp and unmistakable. Do you really believe you can lead this pack with her by your side? You are willingly inviting chaos into our ranks. Chaos? Alaric scoffed, his anger igniting at her blatant dismissal of their love. What I see is a chance for us to grow, to become stronger together. Love doesn't bring chaos, fear does. Seraphine stepped closer, her regal posture reminiscent of a queen ready to wage war. You are a fool, Alaric. Love is a fleeting illusion, and this Omega, she gestured towards Lyra, her disdain palpable, will drag you into an abyss from which you cannot return. Lyra flinched at the insult, but Alaric tightened his grip on her hand, heart racing with both fury and protectiveness. You can insult her all you want, but it won't change what we share. We are destined for each other, unlike the hollow alliances you seek to create. Destiny? Seraphine scoffed, the word dripping with derision. Do you think the moon cares for your petty desires? It is the bloodline that matters, and you are throwing away everything for a fleeting infatuation. Love is not petty, Lyra interjected, her voice rising with unexpected strength. It is the very essence of our being. You may see me as an Omega, but I possess a strength you cannot fathom. I will not bow to your will. A collective gasp echoed through the pack as they absorbed her courage. Alaric felt a swell of pride and admiration for Lyra. She was more than he could have ever hoped for, a force of nature in her own right. Enough! Seraphine shuddered, her voice laced with authority. You will regret disobeying me. I will not let this disgrace tarnish our legacy. I will do whatever it takes to protect our name. If that means banishing me, then so be it, Alaric said, his heart heavy yet resolute. But know this, I will not stand idly by while you seek to destroy our future. The tension hung thick in the air, an electric charge that pulsed with uncertainty and fear. The pack watched with bated breath, waiting for what would come next. Alaric could feel their loyalty waver, the internal conflict rippling through the atmosphere. With a flick of her wrist, Seraphine summoned her loyal supporters, a small pack of wolves loyal to her cause. Those who stand with me, step forward. A few wolves moved towards her, but Alaric sensed the hesitation in their movements. They craved leadership, but the promise of love was a powerful lure. You all know the strength of our bond, he shouted, desperation creeping into his tone. Do not let fear cloud your judgment. Stand with me, Seraphine commanded, her voice booming like thunder. But with every word, Alaric noticed more wolves hesitating, their expressions torn. The tide was shifting, and he could feel it in his bones. Alaric, I will follow you, Lucian said, stepping beside him, determination etched on his face. We need a leader who believes in love, not one who thrives on fear. The murmurs grew louder, individuals stepping forward one by one. Alaric's heart swelled as he recognized familiar faces of pack members who had supported him through thick and thin. Together, we will stand against the darkness, he proclaimed, feeling the power of unity coursing through him. Are you also gullible to believe in this farce? Seraphine seethed, disbelief evident in her voice. You will regret this, Alaric is leading you to ruin. But the pack stood firm, a wall of resolve against her threat. One wolf called out, We choose love, Lady Seraphine, we stand with Alaric. With that, the dam broke. We choose love, they shouted in unison, their voices rising like a chorus, echoing through the trees. The clearing pulsated with the energy of their unity. Alaric felt a wave of hope wash over him. Together, we will forge a new legacy, he declared, and the pack howled in response, a mesmerizing sound filled with primal power. Seraphine's fury boiled over, her eyes narrowing dangerously. You will regret this, all of you, she hissed, her voice low and threatening. You will pay for your foolishness. We are ready to pay the price for love, Alaric declared, feeling the weight of their shared strength. We will not bow to fear. But as the pack celebrated their newfound unity, a sense of dread crept into Alaric's heart. He knew Seraphine would not relent. The battle was far from over, and the shadows of betrayal still lurked on the horizon. As the night deepened, Alaric and Lyra stood together, gazing at the pack that had rallied behind them. The bond they shared felt unbreakable, yet the memory of Seraphine's threat loomed large. What if she tries to tear us apart? Lyra whispered, concern etched on her face. I can bear the thought of losing you. You want to lose me, Alaric said fiercely, cupping her face in his hands. No matter what happens, our love will endure. I will fight for you with everything I am. Tears glistened in her eyes as she leaned into his touch, her heart racing. But what if they come for us? Then we will face them together, he vowed. We are stronger than their hatred. We have the power of our love and a pack that believes in us. As the moon shone brightly, illuminating the clearing, Alaric felt a surge of hope. Together, they would confront whatever darkness awaited them. The journey had just begun, and he was ready to face it all with Lyra at his side. But as the night wore on, Alaric could sense a shift in the air, a tension woven through the fabric of the night. Shadows danced among the trees, whispering secrets he couldn't yet decipher. Stay close, he murmured to Lyra, pulling her closer as they walked among the pack. The warmth of her presence grounded him amidst the uncertainty. Just as they began to feel the weight of stability, a rustle from the shadows sent a shiver down Alaric's spine. Before he could react, a figure emerged, tall, dark, and menacing. Alaric, the stranger, called, his voice smooth yet dripping with malice. You are causing quite the stir, aren't you? Who are you? Alaric demanded, instinctively moving in front of Lyra, shielding her from view. The name is Theron, the wolf replied, a smirk dancing on his lips. A loyal supporter of Lady Seraphine, you've overstepped your boundaries, Alpha. Alpha? Alaric spat, anger boiling within him. I am no longer bound by your mother's rules. I will not yield. Oh, but you will, Theron taunted, stepping closer. You think you can simply declare love and change the course of history? You are risking everything for a romantic fantasy. Lyra's grip tightened on Alaric's arm, her fear palpable. "You don't understand the power of love," she said, stepping forward defiantly. "We will not let you tear us apart." "Love it?" Thrawn laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the clearing. "Love is not a shield, it won't protect you when the true strength of your family is tested." Alaric's heart raced as he sensed the danger lurking beneath Thrawn's words. "You are threatening us," he said, voice steady even as fear coursed through his veins. Thrawn stepped even closer, menace radiating from his frame. "You've drawn the line, Alar.